And human factors like poor drainage, urban planning issues, climate change, deforestation, and inadequate infrastructure. Effective solutions require a multi-level, long-term approach. And today we're going to discuss and break down some of the short-term and long-term solutions. Welcome to Real Estate Matters. I am your host, King Ray, with my co-host, the Real Estate Doctor.
Good morning and welcome to Real Estate Matters on Super FM 92.7. Today happens to be a very beautiful day. The weather is good, but we still have to talk about the issue of flooding. We had a guest last week that helped us look at this issue, but we think that we cannot exhaust this topic and we need to talk about it again. Because some parts of Lekki or some part of Nigeria are still so much submerged in water as we speak. Mm-hmm. And we need to bring solutions to this topic. Before we go ahead, I think I'd like to say her heart goes out to the family of the immediate past president of this country, President Muhammadu Buhari. Pardon me for the huge loss. I mean, we cannot but remember him for a lot of his good legacies, even though there's mixed reaction. However, I mean, he was a president, he was a military head of state, and we must say that we miss him, and we pray that the family, takes our condolences. Definitely, the country will miss him. So away from that, we're still talking about flooding. Don't forget that you can be part of the show by calling us on 070-070-56-900927. I'll take that number one more time, 070-56-900927. And what we're doing on the show today is very simple. We're talking about flooding, and we want our listeners to be able to call in and contribute to this very topical discussion. How do we solve the issue of flooding in Nigeria? And for every listener who calls in to give us a very brilliant solution or brilliant idea, the person is going to win a 5,000 naira voucher of any airtime of your choice. That's going to be on the house. So tell us, call in 07056 900-927. Tell us what do you think is the solution to flooding, particularly in locations in Nigeria where it is most affected, like Lagos, Lekki. We had the issue that happened in Mokwa a few weeks ago, that some parts were flooded and people died. So tell us, what do you think is the problem? I'll take that number one more time, 070-56-900-927. When you call in, tell us where you're coming from, your name, and go straight to the point. Thank you.
I think we would also like to hear some people's experience with regards to the flooding and the rain that happened. That was on the 5th or 6th, and where it rained almost all day. Because I know we were talking before we came on air about an incident or flood that happened in Igombo, right? Where I even till now.
Okay, so let me just put it on speaker. All right, good morning. Just tell us your name and where you're calling from. Okay, so we lost it. All right, so the number to call once again is still 070-56-900-927. So let's take the call again. Yes, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Toby. I'm calling you from Bariga.
Bariga, thank you. So tell us, what do you think is the solution to the flooding issue?
The issue of flooding in Nigeria is from different angles.
Okay.
Like here in Lagos, I think the Ministry of Environment and Town Planning have to do a very good job, a better job.
How so?
If you go to some areas, I think it's not in the island that we are having proper house planning.
What do you mean house planning? What do you mean by house planning?
Like, okay, you have one house here, the spacing between the houses before you erect another house.
Yes.
Come to the mainland here, come to Bariga, come to many places. There you still see like 10 houses built
clustered together.
Clustered together.
Like there's no space, there's no nothing. So if there's any rain, there's no space for the rain to the erosions to go, the flood to go, and it comes back. So, and secondly, we are in a riverine area. It is high. We have claimed some part of the land. There's no place to have excess of the river with the seawater to flow into. It flows back into the city.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Toby. I think we got your point, and you made very valid point.
One thing I've said about apart from Lagos, there's this place in Kogi State. Kogi State, there's nothing.
Please, I'll call a number for you now: 080-2735-127. Please take that number one more time: 080-2735-127. That's the number to call after the show to get your voucher. Thank you. I think we have a call.
Can I have the number again? Maybe when you're
080-2735-1727.
2735-1727.
Yeah, that's the number to call to get your voucher after the show. Yes, thank you so much for the contribution here.
And this contribution is very valid. A lot of places on the mainland, you see that.
Sorry. Yeah.
You have another call.
Please tell us. Yeah. What's your name and where you calling from? Hello. All right. I think we lost that call. All right. So we're still talking about flooding. Tell us what you think is the solution to flooding. Mr. Tobe, who just talked about planning, urban planning, which I think is very valid.
It's very important. Yeah, and the way some areas, especially on the mainland, there's very little to no space between properties. In some places, you see the building that almost sharing a wall back to back. And that really does affect another call.
All right. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
All right, so the number to call again is still 07056900927. Tell us what you think is the solution to the flooding we have across the country. If you look at, I think we have short-term solutions and we also have long-term. And one of the short-term solutions is early warning signs. If you go to advanced countries, they have weather forecaster. I don't know if we have that in Nigeria.
Well, I mean, digitally there are some
and how intense the rain is going to be. I think that we should also
create awareness.
Yeah, when the rains are going to be heavy, you inform citizens that today is going to be heavy. Make sure you don't go to these areas. Make sure you don't, if you
and this is the possibility of flooding in these locations.
Yes, if you look at what happened last week, I think last week, having luxury cars broke us. There were no early signs.
Yeah.
So if there were early signs, somebody who has a Benz will park that Benz and carry a smaller car, because Mercedes Benz has this thing about water.
Yes.
I had one Benz one time that broke down Lekki Expressway. I bought it the same week. It's to Lekki Phase 1 for me. Thanks to all the guys selling gala and pure water.
Oh my!
It was a total embarrassment. I had to sell that car the same week because I could not deal with the madness. So it's really damaging a lot. If you look at loss, people are losing a lot to flooding. Yes.
I think another thing that, based on what our first caller had mentioned with regards to drainage, clearing of drainage, clearing of drainages and waterways is also another short-term solution.
True.
In your area, in location. Sometimes residents of an area can come together and plan for how they want to clear out the drainages in their location. And then, because I know that, yes, there are some developers that build in such a way that the drainage system is blocked.
So I think we have a call.
Okay.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Emmanuel from Ojo.
Emmanuel, your radio, you need to turn down your
the volume of your radio.
The volume of your radio.
Set, All right, so go ahead. So tell us what you think is the solution to flooding across the country.
The solution to the problem of flooding in the country is, one, to look into town planning.
Town planning, yeah.
Okay. The system of town planning in Nigeria as a whole is very, very wrong.
Okay. Can you elaborate?
Elaborate, yes.
Okay, you see a situation whereby people will buy a land and build on a water channel. Okay.
True.
So, and due to that problem, when it rains, where water are supposed to channel to, the water will not be able to channel to, and it will now cause a flood.
So what do you think? So what do you think is the solution to stop that?
Building along waterways and the water channels.
What do you think is the solution?
Yes,
to stop it?
it's for the government to start looking into how lands are being allocated.
Excellent.
Land allocation.
Exactly, land allocation should not be done on a water channel area. So if you're given a land out, map out the water channel from the land you're allocating.
Yes, so
and that is why you see a lot of places there is flood. Even if you clear the gutter,
yes,
where the water is flowing to has been blocked sometimes.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel didn't tell us where he was calling from, though.
Yeah, so we got his name, Emmanuel. So please, Emmanuel, if you're listening to us, please call us on this number after the show, 080-2735-1727. I'll take that number one more time, 080-2735-1727. That's the number to call to get your, because you made a very valid point too, so that's the number to call to get your 5,000 Naira recharge card. Let me also pick this call. Yes, hello. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, we've lost that call as well.
So okay. I think we lost that. So over to you, Ray.
So going again back to what our last caller just said, Mr. Emmanuel, referring to land allocation.
Yeah.
That is an actual issue.
I think we have a call. Yes, good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Okay, I think the call dropped. All right.
That is an actual issue in Lagos State, especially. I feel like it's very specific to Lagos State, whereby some locations, and I feel some properties, some areas are not actually allocated to those to people who develop on that place.
Yes.
They can see that there's a drainage plan in the town plan, in Lagos town plan map, and then they still go ahead and start building on those locations in hopes that they can get away with such development.
Yeah.
So yes, that is an actual problem.
You know, this morning I was driving around VIA and I saw two buildings that had proper drainage. Well, with gutter and everything.
With gutters and
I saw the adjoining building, no drainage.
So it will just stop from here to here, from the front of this house to the next place.
That's the question. So where these people now that has proper, where is their water going
to flow to?
And you see some streets, well, the government have done drainages.
Yes.
Where is the embankment? Where is the end point? Where is this water? We don't know. I mean, and that's a place where
it takes us another short-term solution, though. Public awareness.
Exactly, public awareness. So because we cannot continue to. I can imagine the case of the. Okay, let's take this call. Yes, morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Morning. Welcome.
I am Antonia. Antonia from Ojo.
Antonia from Ojo.
Hello, Antonia from Ojo.
Okay, so what do you think is the solution
to
problem?
To stop flooding. I think doing our drainage to make it wider than it is.
Yeah.
In the area I in Ojoye Ilobu, there is no proper plan for building. They just build houses scattered, and the valley and over of the community itself is even in between these scattered buildings.
Wow.
No proper plan. If they are doing gutter, the gutter will be so tiny that you will be wondering what quantity of water that will flow through that water gutter. I don't understand. And secondly, we citizens of Nigeria, we cause some of the problems of this flooding.
Exactly.
Yes.
Our
so
waste,
it's not totally the
waste,
not
how
completely.
we dispose our waste.
Yes.
Sometimes when I see people disposing waste, I will be afraid that, do you understand what you are doing to yourself? When flooding comes, how do we manage it?
So I think apart from, so thank you so much, Antonia. Point taken. Please just continue to listen to the show. I'm going to announce a number afterwards so you can call us. I think you made some very valid points too.
Yes.
Planning, I think everything still boils down planning the cities properly, and it also still boils down on the government making sure that this long-term solutions are provided.
Yes, and she mentioned waste disposal. Our guest during the last session had mentioned that as well. That a lot of people are not aware or are not deliberate in how they properly dispose of their waste. I know he had mentioned somebody taking out a bag of trash and putting it in the middle of the street.
In the middle of the road, and those, it was caught.
And he was caught, and so a lot of times those wastes are not biodegradable. They flow into our drainage system, and then they block those drainages that are already very narrow, because I know she just mentioned that narrow drainage system is also an issue, whereby it's not even enough to carry water. You see, you describe two properties with large drainage system, and then it goes into a very small bottleneck. Where is it flowing to?
So those are the issues. So I think that I'd like us to go on this very quick break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Don't go nowhere.
Estate Matters with the Real Estate Doctor and his co-host, King Ray, on Super FM 92.7 Lagos. Every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. This show brings you an understanding of the business of real estate. Follow us on our socials at real_estate doctor and at ray.realtor. For sponsorship and advertisement, call us on +234 802 735 1727. Powered by Media House Promotions. Real Estate Matters, only on Super FM 92.7, where real estate matters.
All right, welcome back to Real Estate Matters on Super FM 92.7 Lagos. I'm still your host, the Real Estate Doctor. I got my super duper co-host King Gray. I wish many of us can actually see King Gray in the studio. She's looking so beautiful.
No, we're live now on YouTube.
I don't know why we're wearing red. I don't know why we're wearing red.
Coincidentally.
Was this planned? So thank you, Ray. So we've been talking about the issue of flooding and
some short-term solutions
and short-term and long-term solutions. And I think that the high time the government looks into this matter, the intervenes timely, because it's really causing lots of damages to people's property, and it's causing a lot of setback. I know people who cannot even enter their offices because flood has taken over.
Yes.
Look at the issue of the lady we met outside just before the show that was telling us they had to get a trailer or whatever to come and
extract the water, and it wasn't enough.
And they've done 100 trips.
More than 100
The water is still there, stagnant. It's not going anywhere. So they cannot even access their property to do their normal business. So it's sad. So the number to call once again is still. We've got 3 lucky winners on the show today. Yeah. So again, for those Antonia, Toby, and Emmanuel, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Toby and Emmanuel, please let me call the number one more time for you to call after the show for your 5,000 voucher of any item of your choice. 0802735 1727. 08027351727. That's the number to call. And we have a message from Mr. Charles. Is saying that good morning Super FM. On the issue of flooding, the solution is proper drainage and always making sure that the drainages are being kept neat, and that's a valid point. Also taking proper survey before building to avoid building on waterways and avoid building on water. Yeah, that's also a valid point. People chasing water away and building on it. So I think his point is taken, and I think he has also made some valid contribution. So you can also take that other number I called, Mr. Charles, for your airtime after the show. So go ahead, over to you, Ray.
What about building for long-term? What about building of resilience?
Let's see how many more calls we can take before we round up.
If I wrap up today.
Yes. All right. Hello. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Okay, I think the line dropped. So let's so over to you, Ray.
Okay. So I was talking about building flood resilient infrastructures with regards to the foundation, how it's how low it is and how high we raise the property when developing it in comparison to the road and the certain approvals that you need.
Yes.
I know that there are some properties that want to do basements and underground places. It's always very conscious to be deliberate in how you.
I don't think basement is for this part of this world. if you build any house and you do basement, it's at your own risk, because I'm sure that basement is going to be submerged with flooding if you find yourself in this area.
In these locations,
yes. I mentioned one celebrity who passed on last year, and the house was submerged. And even at that time, I think the wife came on air to lament about it. Right now, they sold the house and it's just there. So because the whole living room is submerged
in water.
So it's sad. It's sad. It's a sad. And I also think the point you made about raising the level of your foundation is very, very valid.
Yes.
For those who are first settlers, let's take this call. This person has been calling. Yeah. Hello. So for those, hello. All right. So for those who are first settlers in different parts of Lagos or Nigeria,
especially
if you are the first person that builds a house on that street, if you are not careful, by the time other people come and the government decides to do the road, your house is going to be the lowest on that road, and
with waters flowing
water
down.
levels. Yeah, so the water level will be higher than your house, and anytime it rains, you're going to be in trouble. Let's take this call. Yes, hello. Okay, so I think that dropped. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please tell us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Can I call back?
Yes, please. What's your name and where are you calling from? All right, so I think we lost that. So, all right, so okay. So, so if you happen to be the first person that builds a house on that road, and later on in the future the government comes and fix the road, your level of your house is going to be lower than the road. So when it rains, you're going to suffer it. Let's take this call. Hello, yeah, morning.
Hello.
Yeah, morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Oh, I'm coming from Ikoyi.
All right, please. Thank you for. What's your name?
Peter.
Peter. Okay, thank you for calling, Mr. Peter. Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, you said solution of
to flooding. Yes, I know Ikoyi is one of the very good customers of flooding.
We have disaster when it comes to flooding. So the issue that we're having there is there's no manholes, There's no manholes at all that makes the water to flow down to the river. That's the issue we're having. So we have drainages, lots of drainages, and these drainages are not really taken good care of.
Yeah, the drainages are blocked. They are blocked.
A lot of them, and that's from waste disposal as well.
I noticed that they've been trying to evacuate the drainages on Ozumba in the past few days. If you go to Ozumba now, you see heap of drainages by the road. They're trying to clear the drainages and all that. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. So please just continue to listen to the show. I'm going to call a number that you can call after the show for your voucher. Thank you. Yes, thank you. All right, so I think that again, many of us will blame the government, but we are the people also. We have a lot of we have a role to play. Yes, we have a role to play. These drainages, and I'm happy that these days, all these bottled water cans and all that, they are being recycled. I see those abokis go around to pick them up, go and resell them to factories, and they recycle them.
It's not just bottled water cans, right? Those nylon bags that we take from
most of the waste product that we have now can be recycled into. They use them for other things when it's recycled, and I think that we still expect a lot of effort from the government. For me, I'm very particular about the early warning signs. I mean, if it's going to rain today, let Lagos government tell us it's going to rain today. Sometimes it rains in Lekki, it doesn't rain on the mainland. So tell us it's going to rain in Lekki. So let's many of us that don't have anything to go and do outside like that to stay back home and avoid being stuck in that rain. And you cannot even get back home. There's traffic and people who, and sometimes I saw a video where rain was taking a bus full of people was taking them away. Only God knows where they all lost their lives. So these are issues. So and I think that the advocacy and the campaign from the government about flooding and making strident efforts to put a stop to it should also happen in no time. It's been a very wonderful time in the studio today. We've had very meaningful contributions from our listeners, and we've also had very meaningful discussions in the studio too. Anytime we're in the studio with my super duper co-host King Gray, it's always very exciting and a very wonderful time. So thank you so much, our listeners, for listening today. We hope that when we come back next week, we are going to talk more about real estate issues and how we continue to make relevance. Over to you, Ray.
Today it has been a fantastic show. All the calls, all the feedbacks, all the ideas that have been shared have been very significant. So we're looking forward to more engagement, more conversations, not just on flooding, on other issues that affect real estate here in Nigeria.
What's your handle to follow, Ray?
Ray.Realtor.
Ray.Realtor. You can also follow me on Instagram, Real Estate Doctor. That's my Instagram handle. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So you can call the numbers.
So so the number to call for those who want our vouchers today is 08027351727. I take that number one more time, 08027351727. Please call us after the show and let's credit you. Thank you.
Best you can be is never enough. Be super here on 92.7.
Hi. If you're thinking about financial freedom today,